What are we doing?
I don't know. What are we doing?
Happy Fursuit Friday?
Happy Fursuit Friday! Sorry, we didn't have a video last week. Something, the groundhog didn't see a shadow, and I don't know. we kind of blew ourselves, I don't know. Words about...
Burned out from A&E.
That's the word, thank you.
We were burned out.
Burned out from doing 3 videos in a row the week before.
Speaking of burning, I had fire in the kitchen this morning.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I came back and I was like, what's that light? And there was like a 1.5 foot tall fire shooting out of my tiny little pan.
What?
Yeah, I was going to take it outside, but then it started to spread, so I turned the pan upside down in the sink and it eventually went out.
Oh my goodness.
So,
okay.
extra burned out. That has nothing to do with it.
Okay, so we're talking about some Liam Neeson movies this episode. So we have, thank you. So we have a list of all of his movies that we were looking at, and we were seeing how many of them we've seen. Over here we've got his oldest movies, of which I think the oldest one that people might have heard of that he was in was Krull.
Yes, he was in a few older ones, like, let's see, something called Christiana? And Pilgrim's Progress.
Yeah, I don't.
And
I don't know how much he was in these. This is just what's listed on Google, and we search Liam Neeson movies.
I mean, you might have heard of the. This is one version of Excalibur. There has to be. Like
there's a whole bunch.
There's got to be like 100 movies with that title.
I don't know. Well, that's a bit of hyperbole. But
yes, it is very much hyperbole. But Krull is the first thing that I think people that are closer to our age, or first that are closer to our age, would recognize.
Apparently he was in the movie The Deadpool, which was a Dirty Harry movie. And see, what was the other one we saw in here? Also, he was in Schindler's List.
Yes.
Definitely, I'd say the first movie I think he became really famous for.
Yeah, yes, I would say a lot of people that are familiar with him that'll be the first thing that pops into their mind. Not the first thing that pops into my mind.
Yeah, because it's not our kind of movie.
Yeah, it's definitely
not anything I'd want to see.
Nothing wrong with it. It's just when I watch movies, I prefer to watch sci-fi, action, comedy. Yeah. That's mostly, doesn't mean that's all I watch, but...
Horror?
Horror. Yeah, horror. But the preference is usually for sci-fi.
Yeah.
Sci-fi or horror.
Realistic historical period pieces, not really our thing. So, I mean, hey, awesome that such a person existed and did all the things that were depicted in the movie. Assuming the movie was as accurate to history as it should be, especially considering it came from Steven Spielberg.
Hollywood. It probably changed so much.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. But anyway.
All right.
So, any other ones on that list over there jump out at you?
I have not even heard of the majority of these.
All right, where's the other...
Oh, yeah, he did a movie with Cher and Dennis Quaid called Suspect.
All right, so the next movie on the list is one you have there, which came out in 1990. Hold up your movie there. This is actually the most recent one we watched. You have it backwards upside down.
I know. It is Darkman. I love this movie.
No, the box is for the trilogy, but ignore that. It's just the first movie.
Yeah, that's the only one he's in. His character of Durant is in every single one of them.
Is that his character's name?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
the rest of the villain. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Dr. Westlake.
There you go.
Dr. Westlake is in every one of these, but... he's played, I think, by an English actor. I can't remember, but a dude that looks nothing like him in lesser quality makeup. But the first one.
For those who aren't familiar, the movie is about this guy, Dr. Westlake, who is in a romantic relationship with this woman who has gotten herself mixed up with some bad people.
Yeah, high-level corporate crime.
And when they come to his laboratory, which is apparently in the same building as their apartment for some reason. It's really strange.
Well, one of the apartments.
And they come asking him about where this document is. He has no idea what they're talking about. And they end up basically crippling him and blowing up his facility. But thankfully, he is a scientist who has been working on artificial skin.
Yes.
It's for a movie from 1990. The technology that exists in this movie is like way further than currently. Yeah, I feel
some of it.
There are holograms that show up in this movie, and it's like, how is this supposed to be now? Yeah. And by now, I mean 1990.
It was high science.
But in any case,
some of it is very antiquated.
So he's basically the Phantom of the Opera. He gets Phantom of the Opera. He's completely
very much so.
He's completely destroyed except for like one little part of his face, and his hands are totally like ruined looking, and he's a hideous freak now.
Oh no, he's not a freak.
Yeah, he does not like being called a freak though. He's very sensitive to that. But in any case. He's kind of got a little bit of a daredevil situation where apparently his loss of nerve feelings give him super strength for some reason. I don't know how realistic the science is on that.
No, he has nerve damage. That's what it is. He has nerve damage, so he can't feel very well.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He can't, because he lost sensitivity in the nerves.
Yes.
So that's not sci-fi. That's a real thing.
Okay, but I mean, giving him superhuman strength?
No. The superhuman strength came from the adrenaline that runs unchecked in his body.
Okay,
because they mentioned that as well. He had lost sensitivity, and because of whatever, adrenaline flows through his body unchecked, and it causes him to have wild mood swings, and he experiences his emotions in a much heightened fashion. So when he's happy, he's very happy. When he's angry, he's very angry. So emotions and adrenaline unchecked.
So the main premise is that he has this happen to him, and he uses his technology to exact his revenge on these bad people.
Yes.
And he thankfully the technology he was working on, he had a massive breakthrough right before the accident, and he's able to make it work at least for
99 minutes.
Yes, incredibly, exactly 99 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, and of course, we got it's a Sam Raimi movie.
Oh, yes, I should mention
that. And it definitely uses a lot of Sam Raimi visuals.
Oh, absolutely.
I was the skull.
I was very unaware of the Sam Raimi stuff when I originally saw this.
Yes.
So now that I've seen more of his things,
it stands out.
Yeah, I can notice it now.
And another quintessential feature of a Sam Raimi movie is that it has his brother in it.
His car, and Bruce Campbell.
Yes. Oh, it's a spoiler.
Yeah, it's
I know
1990 movie.
The movie's over 30 years old.
And the spoiler is just for like a tiny little scene that is just a
he finds a way to work
cameo.
Bruce Campbell.
So if you've seen his Spider-Man trilogy, he put him in all three of those.
Yes.
And there's been a running theory that his character was meant to be Mysterio, which I think is a pretty neat idea, but I don't know if that was ever intended.
I honestly don't think that was intended. It was just a fun cameo, and then it became later like, you know what? What if he was another character? Yeah. I think that's all it was. And it would have worked.
So, do you know is there a reason why, he didn't return for the two sequel movies?
What do you mean?
Okay, never mind. So don't see those two movies. Apparently they suck. Just see the original.
Oh, you mean
highly
Darkman.
recommended.
Sorry, yeah. Because the movies were terrible. They were low budget. The makeup that the guy used was like a single piece mask rather than multiple pieces that Liam Neeson wore. So his mouth didn't move properly. You could see the muscles of his mouth moving under the mask, but his mouth wouldn't open. It's bad. They're bad.
So going further on the list, there's Under Suspicion.
Saucy.
It's like I don't know anything about that, but his face is on the poster there, as well as something called Crossing the Line. I've never heard of that either. Leap of Faith. Ethan Frome, I've heard of that. Apparently that came out just before Schindler's List. I mistakenly thought that came out sooner. Then Nell, Man, a lot of these came up on Seinfeld. Then we got, let's see, Michael Collins. Definitely seem to have heard of that one for some reason.
What a strange name.
Les Miserables.
Oh, yeah.
From 1998.
I saw Les Mis.
And then his very next movie is the first one I ever saw him in. Can you take a guess as to what movie that would be?
With Steve Martin.
That one was way over there. I'm up to here.
Oh.
But yeah, his very first movie I ever saw him in was Star Wars Episode 1, Phantom Menace, as Qui-Gon Jinn.
Crazy.
As well as The Haunting. I definitely saw that one as well.
Oh.
So, funny enough, I saw him in 2 movies in the same year.
Yeah.
That definitely seems like it's a very uncommon thing for that far back. Nowadays, it happens a lot more often.
Yes. I forgot using Batman Begins as the real Ra's al Ghul.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Or Ra's al Ghul.
Apparently, he also is credited for being in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
He's also in Gangs of New York, Love Actually, Kinsey, K-19, The Widowmaker, Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I believe he was Aslan.
Yep, he was Aslan, the Jesus allegory lion.
Then, famously, Taken. I can't recall if I saw Taken in the theaters
I got to see that in theaters with my mommy. Hey, did you mention Breakfast on Pluto?
No, I that's in between Batman Begins and Narnia, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, Breakfast on Pluto. It's one of those movies. I was hungry for trans content.
Oh.
And he plays, I believe, the adoptive father, who is actually a priest of the character that doesn't outright specify that they're trans or anything. They just seem to be effeminate and have an increasingly feminine wardrobe.
Okay.
And it's a very bizarre movie. Very strange, but with some really sweet storylines there. So it's really interesting. And I believe he gets to use, I think he puts on I can't remember if he puts on a fake accent or he gets to use his real voice in that one.
Oh, he has a real voice.
Yeah, he has naturally he has a pretty strong accent. And, noticeable accent that he tries to squash in some movies. You can hear it if you listen for it. But he's good.
So after Taken is Lion, the Witch, and Wardrobe, Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that one. Ponyo, where he plays Ponyo's dad. Who actually, I feel like they may have modeled the character a little bit after him, but that may just be, one of those things that people think that that happened, because, it's a Hayao Miyazaki anime movie. It'd be kind of weird that they modeled him after,
Yeah.
I don't know. Would you have considered him an A-list actor? I wouldn't say that. Would you? At least not at the time.
Yeah, I don't know.
But in any case, probably that's not the case. But yeah, next we have The Other Man, 5 Minutes of Heaven, Chloe, Afterlife, The Wildest Dream, Conquest of Everest. Never heard of any of those, but then we have Clash of the Titans remake, where he played Zeus.
Theaters.
Right, he played Zeus, right?
Yeah, how was it Zeus? Yeah, it was Zeus.
Release the Kraken!
Yeah, apparently it's Kraken.
Then he was in the A-Team movie.
I didn't like how in Clash of the Titans they kind of made fun of the original movie. I was
really?
I wanted to see the little clockwork owl.
Oh,
and he pops up for a second. He's like, "Should we bring this?" And you're like, "No." And I'm like, "No."
I definitely remember seeing that.
Bird.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh, that's why. But yeah, any thoughts about the A-Team movie?
It was okay. It was okay.
Is that a movie we should watch? Because I have that. It's part of a collection.
I saw that in theaters because I used to watch the original show growing up, and we heard that basically everybody was going to cameo except for Mr. T because he was being
Lawrence Tarut is in it.
He was being a stick in the mud about it, like Bill Murray in Ghostbusters. But unlike Bill Murray, they couldn't talk him into it, so everybody that was still alive from the original cast had a cameo scene in the movie. It was one of the guy who played Murdoch, though, got to be a nurse or a doctor or something in the movie. He was the only one that got to be...
had lines and stuff?
Yeah, he actually had lines in the movie and not an after the credits thing.
So yeah, next is Chronicles of Narnia: The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. I want to say I saw that one.
That's even one of those I didn't see. The movies got kind of...
I think that was the last one. I think the movie did not do well enough to warrant continuing.
They wanted to do more, but the movies didn't do that well.
Diminishing returns, as they say.
Yes.
Next, I actually have this movie. We're potentially going to watch this, but Unknown. Followed by The Grey, a famous movie where he fights a wolf. Next,
almost fights a wolf.
Oh, yeah.
And then they didn't put it in the movie, and it's not even on the special features.
Oh, my goodness. Next, Wrath of the Titans. He apparently was in Battleship.
Yep, he was a military officer in Battleship.
He's apparently credited for being in Dark Knight Rises.
Battleship, not that great. They had yo-yos. They had attacking yo-yos.
Then Taken 2.
Not as good as the first.
I forgot. I almost forgot he was in Anchorman 2. The legend continues. I believe he is one of the rival TV stations during one of the big group fight that happens.
Yeah, I believe that's accurate.
Next, another movie we could potentially watch, The Nut Job.
Yeah, we probably will.
It's a furry movie, so definitely recommend that movie and its sequel. But yeah, he plays a raccoon in that movie.
Ooh.
Next is Nonstop, another one of those action thriller movies that he starred in. I believe that one takes place on an airplane. Next is the Lego movie.
He played the officer, the police officer. What was his
that's
name?
right. The guy with the changing face.
He has the two faces.
Officer. I used to know his name.
I did too. I remembered it longer. I even forget the main.
He got to use his real voice for that one, didn't he?
Yes. He got to use his real voice.
He put on the fake ones like, "Hey, buddy, how's it going?" And then, "All right, I'm a bad guy now."
Okay.
Anyhow,
Million Ways to Die in the West.
Oh, there we go.
Yes, I counted though. They were far short from the million.
So I had gotten this movie some time ago and had never had a chance to watch it. So finally getting to watch it for the fact that Liam Neeson is in it kind of worked out.
He's the main baddie.
It's like, hey, we've been watching Liam Neeson movies. Let's watch this one. He's in it, and it was really funny. Sadly, he's not the main character or anything.
Yeah.
He's the antagonist.
Yeah, he's the big bad, but he's like one of those absentee big bads. They establish him.
Yeah,
and
he's there in like the
away.
first 10 minutes, and then he disappears until the third act.
Yeah, it comes back way at the end.
But yeah, if you like Seth MacFarlane's comedy, if you liked Ted or The Orville or even Family Guy, you might want to check this one out. It's granted it is a period movie. It takes place in the Frontier West, and they keep pretty much to that. There's only like a couple of joking references to modern things, and wouldn't it be great if sort of things. Like how bad is it here? If only we had something that amounted to a cell phone.
They called that
not exactly that, but that sort of thing.
Of Briscoe County Jr. They called those coming ideas. They would do it in every episode. It'd be like, there's another, I think Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell.
Really?
Show.
Okay.
It'd be like,
actually, now that you mention that, sounds familiar.
Yeah, they'd always be like, wouldn't it be nice if we could? And they would describe it, and that was a thing they would do every episode.
Yeah, I'll have to look for that on YouTube. That sounds like something that might be on YouTube.
It's a weird show. There was an alien orb MacGuffin in it, too. I liked it a lot.
So, definitely recommend this movie. Again, it's not exactly his biggest role or anything, but as far as comedy movies go and period movies that take place in the Old West, I mean, it certainly can be compared to Blazing Saddles a lot, considering they're both comedies that take place in the Old West, but they are two vastly different things. Blazing Saddles deals a lot with race relations, whereas the whole thing to dealing with any race relations is very minimal. There's like one joke about the Asian workers on the
all right,
railroad.
we're getting way off track. This is Liam Neeson.
So let's see. Then we have A Walk Among the Tombstones, Taken 3. And then the third movie we have that we watched is Run All Night. It's not a bad movie, but it's also not very remarkable, I'd say. Of these three movies, I'd definitely say it's the weakest of the three of them, but it's still a decent movie. If you do like Liam Neeson, you can't go wrong with seeing this movie.
Yeah.
Basically,
it's a little cookie cutter.
He's a mob enforcer, and he ends up killing the wrong guy, and he runs afoul of his own gang, and he's got to protect his son. Who
what's wrong with running afoul?
They're trying to kill them both.
Takanko, what's wrong with running afoul?
It takes place in one night. In one 24-hour period, I'll say. It does bleed over into the next day.
Oh, no, it bleeds?
But, I definitely would recommend this. If you like this sort of movie. Otherwise, it's fairly, unremarkable. But, Ed Harris also is in this. I think you could probably recognize him. Yeah, you're right there. And Joel Kinnaman and Common apparently are in it as well.
Yeah, Joel Kinnaman is, he plays his son, and he is the fake RoboCop. I will not acknowledge him as the real RoboCop.
Okay.
I will not acknowledge him further.
Quickly running through them, apparently, that's right, he was in Ted 2. He showed up as a cashier working at the convenient grocery store that Ted's working at.
Yeah.
It's like a weird cameo, and then he shows up in the post-credits scene. I think he wanted a box of Lucky Charms or something. So ridiculous. Apparently he was in Huntsman Winter's War, Monster Calls, Daddy's Home 2. Then a couple of movies we reviewed already, The Commuter and Cold Pursuit. Definitely recommend either of those. Cold Pursuit, I definitely would recommend more.
Cold Pursuit is that's high on my list.
Awesome! Yes!
Yeah.
The Commuter was fairly good, but similar to Run All Night, it's also fairly, samey for, his type of movies.
Yes, indeed.
But Cold Pursuit, I felt, was a very unique type of story.
Yeah.
Then I have not seen, and I'm not sure if I will, but Men in Black International, apparently he was in that. Then we're into the last few years here.
What about Ordinary? It's something called Ordinary Love.
There we go. Is it?
Wait. There.
It's up here. Okay, there we go. So
it turns out that there is a bunch of I believe direct-to-video or direct-to-streaming movies.
That's probably, you're probably right. That's probably how there's so many.
And I'm not sure how many of these were direct-to-streaming. I think
before we get to those, though, he reprised his role as Qui-Gon Jinn in Star Wars.
Yes, he got to be a Force ghost in that one.
All right. Then what's this next one? Made in Italy. Not heard of that one.
I have no clue.
Honest Thief. And then The Marksman. The Marksman is one I may have heard of. That sounds kind of familiar. Then Ice Road, which seems like it could be a Cold Pursuit sequel almost. But probably isn't.
Yeah, we'll check it. We'll check all these out. Something called Black Light.
And then Memory, and then his most recent one
is Marlowe. He puts on. I saw a trailer for this when I was watching.
Is it about Philip Marlowe? It's about a detective?
I don't think so. It's a Western.
Okay.
I believe a Western, but I saw a commercial for it while I was watching Kamen Rider Black Sun.
Oh.
And one of the girls was like, "Oh, it's Liam Neeson," and he's putting on a terrible Southern accent.
Someone in a stream I was watching recently said they were watching Kamen Riders. Like, you're watching the new Kamen Rider Black Sun? It's like, no, that's a different thing, or something like that. It's,
they
like
have
a spin-off or
there
something?
Is this. That's a direct to streaming or direct to the internet, as they put it. It's basically a supplemental thing. There's the main line of shows.
So that explains it.
And then these are like bonus things that happen in another universe.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't tie into those. Sometimes, in one of them, though, they took an actor from the show and put him into the regular series. And So, but yeah,
Okay.
the stuff that's on Amazon is not canon to anything but itself.
I see. So anyhow, if you've seen any of these Liam Neeson movies that we talked about or mentioned, let us know in the comments below if there are any other movies of his that you think we should have mentioned, because we did skip over, a handful here and there.
See them all
also let us
eventually.
know, and if there's any that you think we should watch and review, also let us know in the comments below.
Yes. Oh, I would like to add that I don't believe we actually set out to watch so many Liam Neeson movies. It just happened that the movies that I wanted to choose, unless you've been feeding them specifically to me. Because
it didn't start that way initially,
Yes.
but after we saw a couple of them, I was like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna put these in there.
But they were the top of the list because pretty much a lot of the movies I like he's in are the kind of movies I like he's in. Somebody that's a wonderful actor like George Clooney seems to be a great guy and a great actor, but he's not in anything I really want to watch.
Oh.
But
Yeah,
Liam Neeson
he's
is
recently in this romantic comedy movie where he's with his
Yeah.
ex-wife and something like that.
I don't really care
It's
for
like-
romantic comedies.
It's like, hey, I remember seeing this other movie years ago where was it the Thomas Crown Affair, where he was like a art thief, and it's like a lot of this reminded me of that
Fart
one.
thief.
But in any case, yeah. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll probably have another one before next Friday, because there's a certain holiday coming up in a few days. But
What
yeah.
holiday?
So anyhow, thanks for watching, you guys. Happy Fursuit Friday.
Holiday.
And check out Transient Player's stream. She's streaming tonight on twitch.tv/transientplayer. What are you going to be streaming?
I really I want to do something that we all could participate. So I'd like to do like Gardic and Words on Stream, but I've really been itching to do Final Fight for a Game Boy Advance. Final Fight 1. Couldn't get it working the last time. I now have the necessary hardware. We're gonna do it.
Okay.
If it takes all night, maybe that'll be the only thing.
Okay.
We'll see. I'll play it until I can't stand you in the room anymore.
Oh.
Okay.
So happy Fursuit Friday. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.